Annalise, thank you for coming on here. I know you said you don't know what to expect, but it'll be I think it'll be a good time. I forget. Do you remember like how many members we had when you first joined and how you found us?
Yo, you were going up like in the first hundreds, like I think maybe at 15 or 20. I've been there a while.
When we had 15 or 20 members?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Okay, so before we even were at a, how did you remember how you found it?
No, I actually don't. Maybe just discovery. Or I found you on the school group, and I kind of started
Mm.
following you, and
Oh,
then I saw your group, and yeah, got interested.
and I gotta say before we get into it, big shout out to you and big and thank you a lot because you helped me with like redigitalizing the logo, like doing like the designs for the shirts. So I appreciate you letting me message you every now and then and just being like, yo, can you turn this into like a digital file or update this logo that way I can put on a shirt or a hat. So that's been super helpful. So I appreciate you for that.
Oh, you're always welcome. It's what I do.
So, so for the people watching this that might not know who you are, how explain a little bit about like where you're located and what you do.
Um, can you see me clearly?
No, something just happened. There you go. It's a little
Um,
better now.
cool. Okay. So basically I got distracted now. So I'm from South Africa. What I do is I am a self-taught designer. So I kind of taught myself how to design, and I actually started working for a company when I just started. I worked for like a signage company, but they also did predominantly labels that you use for the farmhouses. Or what do you call it? Do you call it farmhouses?
No, I
Pack
was about to ask you
houses.
the what?
Sorry, pack houses. Like the farms have got, they export a lot of citrus here um, in our town,
Area.
whatever you want to call it. And they mainly, we did like rolled labels for them to export. And
Okay.
that's how I got it started. And then I worked for them for 3 years. Then I went to my boss back then and I said, like, listen, I do want to start my own thing. That's just, it's always been in me to do my own business. And then, yeah, it's been 13 years since I opened the company. I grew it from just me to I think we're seven now. And we
Sheesh.
build signs. So we make stickers. That is our small little thing that we do. But then we go all the way from stickers to full-blown 3D signage. So yeah,
And
that's what I do.
you do some really cool like car wraps too, which was cool that when you
Oh,
posted those in the community, those are cool.
yes. Yes. That's the fun part of my job. I love doing vehicles. So we go from anything from just a logo or a small sticker branding to the full wrap. I've actually done a boat or two actually as
Oh wow.
well. Um, and a truck once or twice. So it goes pretty big, yeah.
Do you feel like this is kind of random, but do you feel like people confuse like the South African accent with Australian accent?
When I do listen to an Australian person, they do sound quite different than us, but that's just
Yeah.
because I'm Afrikaans, I guess, and they are not really Afrikaans. We've got people going there, but I think they are still an English accent, like an English. They're not Afrikaans Australian accent, but yeah, maybe somebody could confuse it. I wouldn't, I guess, because I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
so used to South
My
African accents.
So not would you confuse it, but I guess my question is, do people ever confuse yours? Like, are they ever like, "Hey, are you from Australia?" Or do people
No,
typically guess like, "Oh, okay,
I've
you're from."
I've never heard that. For my own speaking, I've only heard, because I think South Africans were very reliant on America. We watch a lot of, I think that's how I learned English, to be honest, is watching like cartoons from a very young age, and it's all from America. So I've actually had a few South Africans comment, um, are you like American? So,
Oh wow.
like, I've got a very American English accent for South Africans, but yeah,
You know what we have in common?
I'm listening.
I That's how I learned English too.
Oh, well, I mean,
But just obviously because I grew up there. But one thing, one thing I thought was interesting. I think in one of the posts in the community, you said that you used to have like a butcher shop or something. That was you, right?
yeah,
What?
yeah, many
Yeah.
moons ago.
What?
Before I did the signage, I was actually
Okay.
still working for the other signage company. I would call them more a printing company. I was working for them, and then my husband back then, he started the butchery, and obviously I love biltong. Ugh, this thing. Um, Obviously I love biltong, so yeah, we had a
You love
butchery
what?
for about biltong. It's basically beef jerky.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why this phone is doing this. I think it needs a cable. Let me try.
Okay. So wait, how did you end up getting into that though? Like you liked beef jerky, but how did you get into like actually starting? So that sounds like a complex thing to start.
Sorry. Um, yeah, my my husband back then actually
Is it different?
is
It's not is it the same husband you have now or no?
no. No,
Okay. That's what I was wondering. I
I
was like, the way you
am
worded that.
yeah, if my husband now is watching this, he's gonna be like, "Ugh." Okay, anyways. So no, his father actually started the business, the butchery business. He was actually helping out a fellow like old friend of his. And then unfortunately, this friend that started the father and this friend started the butchery business because he was good at making meat, like sausages and what. And then they started it together, and then this guy just picked up and left.
Oh.
And then, yeah, the guy back then, he obviously now took over the butchery, and that's how it basically happened. So he put all this equipment and all of this money into this business, and then the ex basically just decided to take it from there.
And then how did you get involved and what were you doing?
Um, I was just helping with the recipes, helping after hours, helping making the biltong. But obviously, I was still working for the printing company. And then obviously, I also did the finances. So I made sure, even though the suppliers got paid and more the business side of it. Yeah, the numbers, all of that.
It's like when you shared that in my mind, I was like, Annalise is just like slaughtering these cows and stuff. Is that what you were? Did you have to do that or no?
No, no, thankfully not. I wouldn't be able to though. When they're already dead, they're easier. I'm not somebody that can go and slach, which is butcher
Yeah,
a
I don't think I could do
chicken.
that either. That's why I was like, that's insane.
No, so I noticed that like a lot of clients, they don't realize what it comes from, but basically it is a slaughtering house. Sounds so bad, a butcher house. So they actually breed the animals. But it's not like in America where you have these industrial farms. It's very old style farming. So they're allowed to be free range and all of that. So that's how they're not like bred like for numbers. Sorry, I plugged it in. I don't know why it's disconnecting all the time. Um, Maybe I must just switch to my webcam. Let me try that.
That could be
Just
good.
don't know how. I don't know how, but I'll try.
I
Okay.
think. Yeah, I don't know either.
It doesn't seem like it wants to disconnect while we're busy. Okay, well, anyways, So yeah, they have a lot of uh, what do you call it? Cattle.
Yeah.
Here it's called Biesta. Don't know if it's exactly the same thing. Cows,
Yeah.
cattle, whichever, sheep, and then they basically they kill them and then they take off the skin and they prep it. So you just get a carcass. Every week it's a cold room truck that comes.
Yeah.
You order how much parts you would like. So normally you would get half a cow or full cow, and then from there on you would now put it into the different or cut it into the different. We call it schnitzer. What do you call it in English? Like your sirloin or your
Yeah. The different cuts.
ribs or your T-bones. That's
I
when
think we
you
did
cut it
say the different
that.
cut, different cuts.
Yeah, different cuts.
Yeah.
So, and then you just process it. You put it into your little packaging and then you sell it to the people.
Oh, so and you've been the business that you have now. You've been doing for 13 years.
Yes,
And then
13
how
years.
long
Yeah.
did you work for the other company, the other sign company?
3 years.
And what were you doing before that? Like how did you get into like this type of field?
I was, I fell into it because I needed work. I'm old school. You need work, you go work for somebody. And
Okay.
you fall into it and you just make it happen. And I actually wanted to be a vet. I wanted to be a vet in school. And I did my last year, like we have matric. I don't know what it's called overseas, but matric is like grade 10. Anyway, so I did my last 2 years in 1 year, so I was rushing it a little bit, and my points was not high enough to actually go into veterinary. And in South Africa, we just basically didn't have the capital to send me to a university. So I was kind of trying to get a bursary. I think that's what it's called over there. And my points wasn't good enough. And I didn't want to go to school anymore. I just wanted to get into the real world. I don't know why. It's so much luckier when you're living in your parents' house. And then I got my first job was actually at an electrical company. I was there for a couple of years. Then I went to my first, I worked for a lodge, and I wasn't happy. I've never been somebody that can just answer the phone all day and sit and I was not a hospitality person. So I kind of quit after like 6 weeks. And then I was like, okay, I don't have work. And my sister-in-law, she actually phoned me up and said, like, I've got this older friend of ours. He's looking for a lady to come and work in the printing shop. And then I was like, okay, let's go. Was one interview and he asked me to start the next day. And then I fell into it and I started teaching myself because I had to.
Oh wow. And then you just got so passionate about that you're like, I want to do this but for my own.
Yes, it's very interesting. I never, ever in my life thought that I will become a graphic designer. I'm not a creative, like sketchy person. So everything I do create is on the program, and it's all. I can't sketch it out. I need to like draw it in shapes and then make it. But yeah, so actually, it's completely by God's will that I am where I am. And yeah, I fell into it. I did started really liking it. I liked the fact that I wasn't creative like an artist like drawing, but I was very creative with, I call it like technical creativeness. Like I can really just, when it comes to gadgets, especially printers, for some reason, I just figure them out. Um, I don't know why, but it's definitely something that I just fell into. And yeah, I've been buying printers ever since. It's a little bit rough sometimes.
One one thing that I see, like in our community and just in entrepreneurs in general, I think nowadays like people struggle to get past like the first 30 to 90 days. I think that's what everyone's selling people is like, oh, you should be able to get to 10K per month in 90 days and all this nonsense. What would your like advice be from somebody that has been in business for so long, 13 years, to people that are just now starting and kind of maybe going through like the ups and downs? Like, what has helped you be like undeterred, so to say?
Hmm. Loaded question. I think it's just always been within me. So I'm very blessed. I'm very lucky. If my advice could be is just that you don't get somewhere without doing something. And I think the newer generation, unfortunately, they don't understand that. And what is the joy in just not getting up every day and not being passionate about something? So, I mean, if there's no joy in getting up in the morning and then you don't have something to do, there, to me, it's just always been like every evening when I close my eyes and I go to bed, I want to feel like I did something, like at least just something.
Hmm.
So it's always been within me. I think hard work is good for you. It keeps you young, it keeps you fresh, it keeps your mind busy. Um, and I don't think anything can be rushed. You're not going to get somewhere overnight. I think the only time you get there is when you win the lottery, and that's like 1 in a million or something. Uh,
Right.
I wish that I could give a lot of people, especially people that looks like they're just in the ruts of things every day. You know, they just go to work, to get home, just eat their dinner, have a conversation with their family, and the next morning they get up again. Maybe it's not like them. That to some people that that I can think of, but I wish I could give people drive. To be honest, I wish I
Yeah.
could just pass
Yeah.
it on to them because I just naturally have it. Um, I don't really know how to give anybody advice other than a little bit of um, what do you call it? There's something you call it. Uh, I can't think of it right now.
Maybe describe it. Describe it a little bit.
Without pushing, like you have to be a little bit hard on some people, just like push them a little bit. Like,
Persistent. Is it persistent?
um, I think you would need to explain or get them to understand what I'm saying is that there is just no other way than just getting up and wanting to do something with your life.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no
But
you need to have purpose.
let's say for those people that are like, okay, I get up in the morning, I know what I want to do, I'm doing it, but it's hard. And I think that's where a lot of the people in our community are like, okay, I'm getting up, I'm putting in the work, it's not working, and I just feel like giving up. Like, how do I push past that feeling of giving up, and how do I push past these setbacks and challenges that I'm facing because I'm putting in the work, it feels like, but I'm not seeing the results that I'm looking for.
Give yourself a moment to feel what you want to feel. Give yourself 30 minutes, get over it, and try again.
I love that. People always ask me that
Um,
too. They'll be like, "How long do you wait?" And I'm like, "Bro, like as soon as like feel how you want to feel, but if you're doing it all day, all weeks, for me personally, a lot of times that's too long. It's like take
yeah.
30 minutes, maybe take an hour, feel it, process it, and then let's go. Because like it's always gonna be. We were talking about this on the mastermind yesterday where it's like you might be frustrated with something now and in your mind you're like, oh, if I could just figure this out, I'll be so happy. And it's like, no, because now it's going to be the next thing. Like if you're an entrepreneur in life, it's always going to be you want to figure out messaging. It's like, okay, now you got to figure out sales, now you got to figure out fulfillment, now you have a whole bunch of clients, how do you build a team, now you have a team, how do you manage these people, how do you now you have a family, how do you deal with these kids, now your kids are dating, like now, it's like it's always going to be something. So just don't be stressed, and like you said, like you just have to take a moment, but then figure out what's the next game plan.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I think Layla says it best. She says that you can have your feelings. People do not understand what they're capable of. They don't, because you can be sad. I can be sad. I can still move my body. I can still decide, okay, while I am sad, I can just type the email. I've done this
Yeah.
before. I can do it again. Um, it's like having, I don't know,
Is it?
it's
It's
like
the
on your
same. Is it?
hand, you're still gonna do stuff,
Yeah, I think
you
it's the
know?
same thing you have to do when you have a job. Like it, if you're upset or you're sad, people still go to work. But then it's like when it's in your real life, it's like, yeah, but I'm feeling. It's like, yeah, but you still did the things that this other person asked you to do to build their dream. So do
Yeah,
the same thing for your own dream.
yeah. True. True, true, true.
What are what would you say are some like things you've achieved it as an entrepreneur that before you're an entrepreneur maybe you thought weren't possible, or that you really maybe you did think was possible but you really wanted to but you just hadn't done it yet?
Um, I'm not a people's person. I've never been. I'm very antisocial. I like my
Okay.
space, my own little time. And I must say, I never thought that I would be able to inspire people to be like work productive and wanting to work and everything. And I never thought that I would be able to build a team, especially the one that I have today, that they're all just like go-getters, and they respect me, which means a lot to me because they respect me in my capabilities and my work, and they look up to me. And me, as a very antisocial person, I really did not see that happening, which is amazing. And I would say it is maybe the most important lesson that I've actually had to learn is picking my team. Be slow to hire, fast to fire. Um, yeah, that is quite impressed me myself, that I could actually have built and inspire the people every day. Like the other day, um, I get to work and I wasn't there the previous day because some days, like today, I just prefer working from home. I need a little bit of like quiet time just to
Yeah.
get through my day. Yeah, I had a bad day and I know what I need to do. I know that on those days I stay home because I can still do my work. Don't have any distractions. Like, that's my, like, I do not want people around me. So that's what I do to then work. So my guy, one of the guys that's been with me for, I think he's been 7 or 8 years with the
Wow.
company, and he's like, I missed you. I'm like, listen, you guys can work without me. He's like, yeah, but it's so much better when you're here. It's just we feel the oomph. And
Yeah.
that is just the top of my game. That is the top of like enlightenment in myself. It's like, wow, like these people really love me for me, but they're here to work. They're a good team. So yeah, that's what I can think of now.
is there is there anything that you've intentionally done to create that vibe?
Care, care about your people. Yeah. And never be lazy to also do the work. In my earlier days, obviously I was hands on with everything from handling the client, doing the design, printing on the printers, actually plucking the stickers. Because when I was going through my divorce, it actually happened um, so that I was completely on my own in the business. I didn't have my ex to actually help me. And then for a year, I did everything. We also do like invoice duplicate books and stuff. And I remember um, I was like hand numbering still the books because they need to be sequence numbered, whatever. And what I got from that is, from the beginning until now, you as a boss cannot tell your employees or your team members to do something if you yourself can't do that. I might be wrong. You can also, if you grow in a company and you get those people that already know how to do it, you can get them in. But if they for one day ask you, like, listen, I need help with this, um, if you're not willing to be in the situation or the problem, oh, really, in the problem with them, then I don't think they will respect you. So I think that
Yeah.
I got my respect from my team members because I'm always there. I'm always there to help. I really do care. Um, and then I can always, if they're not there, I can do it myself.
Yeah,
I think that's that.
I think that's a big one. Like people don't I think people underestimate for some reason. Like people ask me that about our community. And I'm like, just caring about people. I think people think it's always about like just giving so much value. You just have to give people so many tips and stuff. And it's like a lot of people just want to know that you care about them and that you can listen to them and that you can understand them. So I think that's just a
Mhm.
huge for building a team, building a community, building a business.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's exactly the same. I mean, human connections are rare these days with all the technology. And I think if you go back to the roots of being human, people stick together or they come together. And that's what a community is. It's most people more coming together and sharing.
So what's your like vision like with school? Like how do you see that fitting into like your life and like what you're trying to do?
I've noticed that I really do enjoy teaching. Um, and I think that's what I'm trying to do with my school account is teaching other newcomers, new people to signage, how to do it. Because I've got so much knowledge that I just want to share. And at the moment, I'm in a little bit of a I changed the name to Design School from Studio Works, and now a lot of people are finding it and they understand like it's to do with design. But I quite don't know yet. I actually want it to be more about signage. Like, what do you do to, how do you get to making the sign? But I'm scared to now change it to like signage school because I'm scared that I'm not going to get that many people. But now I do see like I'm getting more designers, and that's not actually what I'm looking for. I'm actually looking for people that want to be in the signage business. And yeah, but
Okay.
that's my plan. I want to teach. I want to teach people how to make signs.
I think you should change it. Just go for it.
The name. You think so? Should I not
It
start
sounds.
another community maybe
I don't think
and do the
so. Because
design?
how many people do you have in there already?
We're at 75.
Yeah, I think it's not like a super wild number. So I think it's like just I've had to do that several times in things I've done, but I think like I don't know, I think it's just like what you talked about before. A lot of times we know what we need to do and the thing stopping us is not the capability to do it. It's the fear or the mindset. And in
Yes.
reality, we usually just need someone that's like, bro, just do that thing. Like you like just do it. And you're like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like I already know what I need to
Okay.
do. I just need to do it.
Okay, cool. So I changed the name. I don't
Yeah.
change
And I
the make an extra one. Come on. Next time I'll use my webcam on my MacBook.
okay. Hey, we're
At
undeterred.
least you
We
can
make it.
still hear me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think a lot, and it's probably good that you mentioned this because I think a lot of people have that mindset where they're like, man, this is who I really want to attract. This is the messaging I
Mm,
really want to do. But I just feel
mm,
like if I do that, what if I don't attract those people? And the
mm-hmm.
reality for most of the time is like, well, you're already there. So what's the difference? You might as well at
Yeah.
least go for it and see what happens.
Okay, cool. It's decided. I'm changing my name. Thank you. I
You're
appreciate that.
welcome. And I'm sure like when we post this, people will like support you in that too and maybe share with other people.
Oh,
Oh, one
that'd be awesome.
one thing I've asked everybody because I we never know like who these videos are going to reach in the future or how big the channel gets or the community. Like
Hmm.
what is something that you feel like you need help with like to reach the goals that you have? It could be finances, it could be a question, like whatever you feel like you need help with in this moment to like reach the goals that you have. Maybe someone watching this has the answer or the resources.
I don't I'm good at with like I think it's the socials. I've been reading up a little bit on like funneling and sending the traffic to the right or from the right places. I would really like help on that because, like, for me, I'm very organic. I try and just post on my Instagram, and but I don't know about the settings. Like, I know you need to go into your settings when you're posting things, certain settings help you reach these kinds of people, or I would really like help in that, like the advertising of getting the school out there, you know?
Okay. So next question would be, how can people like get in contact with you? Let's say if someone's interested in already like the business you have now, or they have the resources or the answers, like what's the best way for people to contact you?
I guess the best way would be by my email. Can I give it here, or must I put it somewhere? Like, are we going to put it
Yeah,
somewhere
just say it.
down?
Say it. Just say it.
Oh, okay. So my email address is studioworks with an X at Eden, like the Garden of Eden, Leo, like Leo the star sign.com. So studioworks with an X at edenleo.com.
So spell the studio works just for to make sure.
Oh my goodness. ST,
STUDIOWORKX.
yes.
Okay. STUDIO
STUDIO WORX. Think I got it right.
WORX, not
W
WORKX.
O WORX. Works.
Okay.
Work
Okay.
X. War X. Yes, something like that.
And then
Or just
at
my
E.
Instagram,
Okay, which is
which is Annelize Erasmus. No, wait, I'm not gonna do that. I don't know what it is. I can't remember. I had to spell it different with like a 3 for the E or something because the Annalise that I wanted was not available. So I can't tell you right now. I forgot.
so. I guess the easiest way for a lot. Oh, and do you have a website?
Yeah. EdenLeo.com.
Okay. Obviously, if you're in the community, you can just search Annelize, which is ANNELIZE. And then if you're not, just
ZE.
join and search for her. A N
So
N
it's,
E L I Z E
yes,
Z
ZE.
E.
Sorry, I heard S. Okay.
Sorry, yeah, Z
No
Z
worries.
E. What would you say to somebody that's watching this that's not in the community but thinking about it, but they're just like, I don't know if this is for me or not. Like an entrepreneur, what would your what would your advice or feedback to them be?
The vibe in Undeterred's community is amazing. Just join. You can always leave if you want to.
That's bad. Yeah, just get in there. If you don't like it, just leave. With no hard feelings.
Yeah, no hard feelings. I actually got my first because I was checking my churn, but when you go on your overall it says 0%. But then when you go to your tabs, I saw, oh, there are a few people that's left. And there was 2 people that left, and I only realized it yesterday, and I was a little bit sad, but I'm over it. I've had my 30 minutes. I'm over it.
Let's go. More to
I
come.
did the productive thing. I messaged both, and I asked them, like, your honest truth, why did you leave? So I can learn. So
That's good. I
and
like
still
that.
learn from
Like
it.
don't take it personal. Just learn from things.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanna share with us before we hop off here?
um get up in the mornings, motivated if you can, and find your purpose and um, work towards it. That's it.
Amen. Well, I appreciate you coming on here. I'll end it, but it'll keep us in here. But I appreciate you coming on here and doing this. I know it took us a little while to work the the times out, but I appreciate you doing this. This was dope.
You are so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Alrighty, guys. We'll talk to you later.